The mirror of truth, Bilal's journey from pride to peace. In the quiet hours before dawn, while the rest of the town slept, Bilal was always awake, his forehead pressed against the cool prayer mat, his whispers rising like incense. He was the golden youth of the community, a leader whose piety was praised by everyone. But as he stood up to conclude his prayers, a small, cold thought began to take root in his heart. I am closer to the light than anyone else here. During the day, Bilal walked through the market with his head held high. He watched the shopkeepers argue and the teenagers laugh too loudly. Instead of feeling compassion, he felt a rising tide of disdain. He began to see the world not as a place of brothers and sisters, but as a collection of sinners who needed his correction. He didn't notice the dark, smoky mist of pride swirling around his feet, or the way his own reflection in the puddles looked increasingly sharp and jagged. That evening, Bilal sat before his computer, the screen's blue light reflecting in his eyes. He felt a sudden, fierce urge to cleanse his town. He created an anonymous account called the Sword of Truth. A shadow, tall and spindly with elongated fingers, seemed to lean over his shoulder, whispering ideas. Bilal thought it was his own conscience speaking, but the shadow's grin was wide and toothy. They need to be shamed into being good, the shadow hissed. In a small apartment across town, Rayan sat alone. He was a young man struggling with a heavy burden, an addiction that felt like a cage. He desperately wanted to change, but every day was a battle. He looked at a photo of his family, his clay hands trembling. He was fragile, a bruised reed waiting for a kind word to help him stand tall again. He didn't know that Bilal's sword was already being sharpened. Bilal found a video of Rayan in a moment of weakness and posted it for the whole world to see. Look at this hypocrisy. Bilal typed, his heart thumping with a dark, addictive thrill. He told himself he was doing it for the sake of the community, for the sake of the truth. He felt powerful, like a judge presiding over a court. The shadow behind him grew larger, its fingers now resting firmly on Bilal's shoulders. The next day, Sheikh Yahya found Bilal in the courtyard. The old man's face was etched with worry. "Bilal," he said softly, "goodness is not a hammer to break people. It is a lamp to guide them. If you seek to expose others, who will cover your own faults?" Bilal bristled, pulling his shoulder away. "I am only doing what is right, Sheikh. The town must be pure." He couldn't see the sadness in the old man's eyes. The Sword of Truth post went viral, and the consequences were devastating. Rayan, unable to face the public humiliation and the cruel comments, retreated into a dark hole of despair. He stopped coming to the mosque. He stopped talking to his family. He felt like a shattered vessel. The community was no longer a place of support, but a battlefield of gossip and judgment, fueled by Bilal's anonymous fire. But secrets have a way of coming to light. A technical glitch linked the Sword of Truth account to Bilal's personal email. The news spread like a wildfire. Suddenly, the judge was the one being judged. The community turned on him, their voices a roar of anger. Bilal sat in his room, watching his own name being dragged through the mud. The shadow creature was no longer whispering. It was laughing, a loud, mocking sound that filled the house. Bilal felt the crushing weight of qunut, absolute despair. He felt he was beyond saving, but then his eyes fell upon his old Quran. He opened it to Surat al-Baqarah and read the warning against following the footsteps of Satan. He realized that his pride, his UJB, was the very trap he had fallen into. Tears carved tracks through the clay of his cheeks. He fell to the floor, not as a leader, but as a broken servant, crying out for ikhlas, sincerity. The journey back was long. Bilal went to Rayan's house first. He didn't bring a sermon, he brought an apology. He knelt before the man he had shamed and asked for a forgiveness he didn't think he deserved. Slowly, the two men began to speak, two broken pieces of clay finding a way to fit together again. Bilal returned to the mosque, But he didn't lead the youth anymore. He sat in the very last row, content to be just one more soul seeking the light